How's it going, everyone? It's Liam Cattleson here with another couple of episodes of My Hero Academia Season 6 as we are down to the final four. And yeah, these are episodes 22 to 23. I don't want this season to end because it has been my favorite season of My Hero Academia. But at the same time, I am excited to shift into Season 7, and, you know, after next week, I'll be able to do so. So basically, just to elucidate what is going to be happening, since I won't be immediately in sync with everyone else, but I'll be on the current season. So what's going to happen as I do start to be in sync with everyone else is once I am, there's still going to be the 3-episode format that I have done for the past couple of seasons for My Hero Academia. But what will happen is, of course, there will be a couple of weeks off before I do my next My Hero Academia reaction, where, again, there'll be the 3 episodes and then a couple of weeks off until, you know, for example, once I've watched episode 6, for example, of season 7, then of course I'll wait a couple of weeks until the dub of episode 9 comes out, and then I can watch episode 7, 8, 9 then, and then of course rinse and repeat until we get to this stage of season 7, of course, where it will be 2 episodes for the final 2 installments of the season. So, yeah, but yeah, I am really looking forward to getting into this. Of course, we had this whole situation with Deku versus Lady Nagant, which was a very, very tense fight, of course, given how, well, not just how Lady Nagant's quirks work, but, you know, it was just a very, like, the atmosphere was just very, very tense overall. So, yeah, but there was not just that, though, but we got to see Deku unleash another one of the One For All quirks, I guess. So he's got one more left. I believe it's the second user, and then he's basically unlocked every power associated to One For All. So yeah, but I'm looking forward to getting into these 2 episodes. So with that said, let's get into the first of these 2 episodes. It is episode number 22 of Season 6. Let's go.
While All For One and Shigaraki still aren't strong enough to steal One For All.
This is all too easy. It's just so abandoned.
It's empty.
But she acted of her own free will. I didn't force her. Do you know what the world calls those who face setbacks? Villains.
Oh no.
People are quick to
no.
praise individualism,
He pissed.
but in truth, this isn't in All Might anymore. I've grown bored of that pitiful oath.
Oh wow! The shade!
Which means now, it's your turn.
Oh, the audacity of this bitch! The fact that he has the nerve to say, it's your turn. Echoing, yeah, it's just like a knife twist. Oy.
Don't you think it's time we made our move? We should share the secret of One For All in Midoriya with more heroes. Not just this hand-picked group. It would allow for a more comprehensive search.
Yeah, just to rally up more numbers.
The incident with Lady Nagant confirmed what we already...
They constantly fight for our citizens. But still they doubt my intentions. They yell at me, send me away. And yeah,
I'm sure these heroes are going to come out of retirement once the dust is settled, but...
Power himself. Sick the world on Midoriya. Then take what he's after. It seems like the kind of thing he'd do.
If he did, we'd mobilize every hero in our ranks and hide Deku in isolation. Since he's keeping his mouth shut, he must want to avoid that outcome. Meanwhile, we're...
I feel like All For One is enjoying seeing Deku wear himself down, so hiding him is not really going to be as... You're not going to get as much kicks.
I'm good alone. You don't have to follow me.
Oh no!
I'm fine. Really.
You're not.
Which means now.
Yeah, that really did tick him off. The whole knife twist.
Don't work too hard. It's okay to take a break when you're tired. Young man.
He won't stop until this world's safer. Oh, All Might. Oh, my heart. Oh no!
Need more time to prepare.
Knight, you know your wounds are nowhere near fully healed.
It's not the time to push yourself.
He's even shrugging off the past users, like, piss off. I know what I'm doing.
One thing Izuku Midoriya needs more than anything else right now.
He needs a break. That's what he needs more than ever. But he's not gonna... Oh my goodness. He's not gonna take that.
To stop the League of Villains, I won't let them harm anyone else.
Sheesh.
Which means now, it's your turn.
Yeah, him saying that
I need
and
to unlock One for All's
calling
full
him a villain,
potential.
essentially,
Now, it's
really
your
fucked him up.
I need someone with more info. Maybe he can tell me where All for One is hiding.
I mean, he just collapsed, but...
Fun! I was hoping for action.
Oh,
Stop
no.
by smashing these ignorant fools.
My body! I can't stop!
No.
Or two.
He's...
Damn it!
Oh.
Armor piercing shot!
Bakugo!
At no point did Hawks ever answer his phone.
Denim face either.
Same
Denim
with my father.
face.
They're busy, sure, but this is still odd. It's not a leap to
Yeah, they're
assume
putting the map
hiding
together,
something
which
from
is
us.
great.
Also, with the adult heroes, then we can assume they are protecting him, we?
The news only said that the top 3 heroes had teamed up. Nobody else was mentioned in the report.
Listen, moron.
Oh.
I may not know Endeavor very well.
He
but I
knows
know
in his
Deku,
heart.
And I've got a good read on All Might.
I heard a request from my students and decided a group discussion would be worthwhile. When you're in education, your lessons should be fresh.
I don't understand why you've been ignoring me.
Oh,
Didn't we just
heck.
talk about how we're going to deal with Toya
He
together?
can't be trusted to stop Deku. Listen to me. Something terrible is gonna happen if you let them do this alone.
You're making...
Looks
You'll
like
only
he's shaking
just...
off All Might as well. Kid's on his own.
He'll only just die, that's the thing. If he goes about this for longer than he should.
Burden Midoriya with a terrible responsibility. But that doesn't change the fact that he's our friend. And knowing that someone we care about is walking a treacherous path means we can't
They
look
need
to
to
the
be
future
there.
with a
They
smile.
need to be for his friends. They need to be there for his friend.
The streets are too...
For our protection, like every other student here.
Yeah, but things are now escalated, and yeah, so...
This is our Hero Academy.
What about the
Love
evacuees
it.
you've taken
Love
in?
that.
They'll be at risk if...
You see, when we were preparing for the last school festival, we reinforced the UA barrier. We didn't end up needing the extra security, so this is our chance to test it out.
Ah.
Don't forget,
Because we're worried about you.
That's nice, but I promise I'm fine.
You're not.
Really.
You're not fine.
No need for concern. So leave. Have to go. I'm sorry.
They're gonna have to stop him.
Out of my way.
They're gonna have to stop him. We're gonna see them fight. We are doing this. Oh. I love it, but I hate it at the same time because you don't want to see, yeah. You don't want to see them fight, but I mean, this is probably going to knock, yeah, this is probably going to have a knock of sense inflicted into Deku, because he is pushing himself in. You saw him collapse when he was about to face Dictator, I think it was, and I mean, to be fair, we've known for like these past couple of episodes that Deku has been trying to shrug off any kind of support. You know, he's so focused, so hell-bent on trying to find where All for One is, where Shigaraki is. And, you know, that knife twist from All for One at the beginning part of this episode has made things 10 times worse, I would say. To the point where the public perceive him, that they're making rumors about him. Is he a Nomu? Is he someone working, like, did he stem from All for One, etc., etc.? But his attitude and all of that, like, when he rejected that, like, meal from All Might, and it was just heartbreaking. So it is the right time for his friends to step in. Yeah, it is the best time, if anything, because he isn't even in the right headspace. He is discarding All Might, and they need Deku, and Deku needs them. But I mean, obviously, Deku's not going to admit to that, but deep down, yeah. So, yeah. It was just really, really, I will say, obviously, this push for Class 1A to be there for Deku, like them figuring out what the gist is, like putting the map together, it is, like, that's it though. Like, I really, really love that intervention they had against Endeavor. Like, they trapped, yeah, they had Endeavor trapped, basically, and they wanted answers, because it's as Todoroki said, do you think the letter's gonna dissuade us? No. And the more that Deku keeps tiring himself out, the more he's more than likely going to die. Because that's it, he is killing himself by not resting, not doing that, etc. So, yeah. And it's just gonna, he's just making himself more and more sick, so, yeah. And then no one will be able to stop All for One if he just pushes himself to the point where he's just gonna be done. So, and it is really, really sad. So, yeah, I'm very intrigued about the encounter, or potential encounter between All Might and Stain. You know how Stain has been about fake heroes and all that shit. And yeah, you've got someone who is who was the #1 hero and all of that. So yeah, maybe he could eat the food. Like, don't let All Might's meal making be all for nothing. So, but I will say, like I said, All for One is one twisted son of a bitch. Yeah, All for One is... I mean, that's water is wet, isn't it? All for One being a twisted son of a bitch. But, I mean, the fact that he, painted him as a villain, essentially, that really threw Deku off. And then, just to add insult to injury, he uses the words... Like, that's it. He's on Cloud 9 at the minute, is All for One. And he has the audacity to echo the words that All Might ushered to Deku about, now it's your turn, etc. So, yeah. And that's why I'm saying that little video exchange, yeah, that little video exchange, really pushed him over the edge. I mean, he was already being a bit reckless anyways, but if you go back to the last 3 episodes that we had for my reactions to MHA, I did point out that there are still embers of Deku there, but for the most part, he is, of course, going to continue pushing him and pushing himself. I would say that has been eliminated after All for One's message, because that was just like a huge, gigantic middle finger to Deku, and yeah, so yeah, but I also really, really found it very interesting with what Mount Lady had to say about people need to be more in the know. Really, there needs to be more of a acknowledgement about All for One, or One for All, should I say? Yeah, and it is just a very, very interesting scenario because, of course, that's going. I mean, as I said, there is going to be this. I do feel like there is going to be this added pressure, of course, if more people are on the know about One for All and all that jazz. But there is that well, not that he feels it, but there will be that added pressure for All for One. So, but I mean, yeah, you're seeing more and more heroes retire. Death Arm's now retiring. And yeah, I mean, it's just very difficult, isn't it? Because there is a bit more pressure in terms of the fight against All for One, with more heroes. But when the public are just done, it's just very hard to continue this fight. So, yeah. But yeah, I mean, it was very interesting, the discussion about should we, tell about Deku and One for All, etc. Even if this could have, there is the argument about, well, this could backfire, etc. The public's also a key matter as well, because of they have been, in terms of everything since, I guess, the second part of the season begun, in terms of how they are reacting to certain heroes, and of course heroes retiring. So yeah. And then there's also that added weight about Deku as well, like in terms of how will the public feel about him? I mean, they're already thinking he's some kind of monster, and they don't even, because they can only speculate, they can only guesstimate. Oh, like there was even one comment that compared him to a bloody Nomu. So, and that's got to be crushing. I mean, as well as the fact that, okay, well, if people knew about All for One and all of that, or One for All, should I say, and how Deku has that, like, imagine imagine the reaction. I feel like that would be absolutely crushing, considering, this is something that Deku has inherited from being quirkless, from having his dreams shattered, and now the public will start to say, you don't deserve it, you're failing All Might, etc. And yeah, I mean, you even saw him try to usher those civilians that he saved, but they didn't want. They were like, "Yeah, thanks. I don't want to come near you though, because I don't know what the fuck you are." I mean, that's got to be crushing in itself. So, but I feel like, and this is the sad truth in my mind, I feel like public reception is on the back, in the back seat at the minute for Deku, because of course he's so hell bent on finding All for One, Shigaraki, putting an end to this, and then people can start to smile again. He is so hell bent on that, but he's trying to keep his ideals intact at the same time. So, yeah. And ultimately, at the end of the day, yeah, I mean, his friends aren't going to be the best solution for Deku's current mentality at the minute, so, yeah. But I do like, of course, also the talk about, well, why hasn't All for One outed Deku, etc., so, yeah. Because it makes sense, though. Like, All for One, like I said, he's a psychotic son of a bitch, right? You're gonna get more kicks seeing him tire himself out trying to look for you, rather than the heroes hiding him. So, yeah. And just think about it in terms of the long game. You want to prolong the torture as much as possible, and that's what All for One is doing. He even said, "My attention's turned to you now." So yeah. He wants to think of new ways to kind of torment Deku. And you can't really do that if especially with the public dwindling in terms of watching him tire himself out is just going to be is just going to be fun for this piece of shit. So yeah, but yeah, let's get into the next episode, the final one of this week, and let's see. See, this is it though. I'm very intrigued to see what's going to come about this, and I feel like Class 1A have the advantage just for the fact that Deku is absolutely shattered. So, I have faith in, I guess, Class 1A to do the job, so let's go.
Deku, I'm sorry. Everyone get out of my way.
Here we go. Yeah. A little bit of personal satisfaction, I guess there is, in terms of him battling Deku. But at the same time, he needs this. Bakugo has to put some common sense into Deku because it's just not there at the minute.
We heard you unlock quirks from users 4 and 6. But not that you started dressing like a villain.
Oh,
talk, you damn
that's 2 times in a row that he's had that villain talk inflicted on him.
Really? 6.
Oh.
Oh, whoa! That makes it way easier.
I love that, but
0.
Here we are right now.
Heartbeat. Whoa!
This is a sad situation to see.
I know this sounds selfish, but I'll say it anyway. Beat this guy for you and me, all right?
I love what they're doing in terms of trying to remember, have Deku remember the good.
Our objective is now to ensure your safety by bringing you home.
A device meant to put me to sleep. Forget it. You don't have to bother with me anymore. Just accept this and go back to
He's overcoming all these obstacles as much as he can.
Not a chance.
This. We could probably even go up against All Might. Your words.
This gloom will do nicely.
Yeah.
Dark
this is great. This is perfect.
Fragile victims you have to keep out of harm's way. Wouldn't you rather relax instead? You could really use a bath.
Oh my god!
Midoriya! No!
Yeah.
I'm okay. Really, I'm fine.
Heaven-piercing ice wall!
How many times people said they're fine when they're not fine?
I can see it on your face. You want to cry, but your burden won't allow you to.
I cried a lot back then, but those days are behind me now. You're dear to me, so when you're scared, I'll be by your side.
The amount
when
of
you're
care
in pain,
that
I'll cry
yeah.
with you. You're my friend.
So stop this! You need a new plan! If you actually want to save our school, then instead of abandoning it, come back and fight for it! Let's stand together and protect UA!
Those cries of hope.
Now. While you figured out how we could kick some butt!
That determination.
When you could barely throw a smash!
I can't go back to the old me!
Oh. That hurts.
Punches, Todoroki!
Damn. Holy shit.
Underdog Shadow! Flash freeze!
Look at this combination though from Class 1A. Just insane.
There's so much I want to tell you.
You got this! That's it!
No!
The support. Look at that. Look. Damn, Bakugo's being a meteor.
There's still crap I want. No, crap I need to say to you.
No matter what.
Oh my god.
I won't give up. Now keep fighting.
The fact that he's like
to challenge you.
The speed on Deku is just insane.
No. Meddling when you don't need to is the essence of being a hero, right?
Ida. Oh, there you go. Breaking through to Deku is they're breaking through. They're breaking through. You can see it in his eyes.
I think I can lose another person I care about. Let's stick together. It's time for you to come back to our class.
Yes, we all agree.
Stop trying to win this by yourself. But there was more on my mind. The reason I got impaled is because my body moved on its own.
Whoa.
Our whole lives I've looked down on you. You were quirkless.
Can't do this.
Obviously way behind me. But somehow it always felt like you were ahead of me too.
I hated that.
Doesn't change a thing. But it's how I feel, Izuku.
He's got that out there to Deku now, and
I'm sorry for everything. You've made... We'll save you, the refugees at UA, and everyone else.
Bakugo,
Anybody
you're
out
killing
there in
me.
need of a hero.
I'm sorry for saying that you couldn't keep up.
Oh, this is crushing. This is.
He's awake.
Good.
Hi there.
Yo!
Midoriya, can you hear me?
That's 13!
I'll update you. At this point, all of the help you've been providing around the city can be taken care of by others.
Yeah.
You can
UA
leave it to
is
us now,
stacked.
Didn't you hear the principal's speech? He said he'd guarantee our safety.
So guarantee it. We won't let this happen.
They just feel like they've just like they're kicking a hornet's nest or whatever.
Safe here. We won't let you go. We can't. You don't have to do this alone. When a hero suffers, who's supposed to protect them?
Nice callback. Nice callback. Well, that killed me. Oh man, that episode killed me. Yeah. Oh man. I think that scene with Bakugo and Deku, like especially with the way they stood and how it was flashing back, from the moment they were kids and they were standing at one side or either side, should I say, and how prevalent it is to the present day, and just reflecting on, yeah. That was emotional. Oh, I'm excited for them, because that's it though. Like, even though that Deku feels a bit wounded with how the public are like, you know what? You're really kicking the wasp's nest and all of that by bringing Deku here, considering you're supposed to keep us safe here. But yeah, there's going like I feel like UA special, like the entirety of UA, as long as Bakugo doesn't get a word in, because he will murder them. He will murder them himself if they don't step in line. No, I feel like all of UA are going to try to settle down the whole commotion that is being kicked off against, the prospect of Deku returning to UA. I mean, yeah, they're stacked, but that doesn't really bode secure in terms of, okay, well, if you bring a Deku here, then all of this is just worthless, but yeah. Because, yeah, obviously, this when shit escalates and all of that, yeah, all that will be coming down in some capacity, but yeah. But it was just really, really powerful, this episode. I really loved it. What I really loved about this fight was everyone trying their best to remind Deku about how much heart he has shown, how inspirational he has been, and yeah. And that is just it is just better than just straight out getting a fight where Bakugo's, like I said, I know I speculated about the fact that low-key Bakugo is thriving for this, but at the end of the day they don't want to fight him. They just need him to come home, and they want to look out for him. So but I think that confrontation between Bakugo and Deku was just yeah. The fact that he apologized to Deku for everything that was said and done over the years was yeah. And yeah, it was just of course they were always going to be the key, weren't they? Was Class 1A, they were always going to be the key, and I feel like that is a testament to, like I said, the whole remember what you said, remember what you did, aspects that Class 1A inflicted on Deku. Sure, they could have mobbed him, they could have beaten him senseless, etc. They didn't want to at the end of the day. They just wanted to help him. So, Deku might feel like he can't protect his friends, and that they are in harm's way if he is, close to them. But it's like, as the second user said, he needs friends who have the same drive as he does, who can, and I loved that scene where Ida just caught up to Deku, because it did show how fast Deku is, but it's what the second user said, they can keep up with him, because Deku doesn't, because that's it, deep down Deku doesn't want them to be put in harm's way. But they are they are as much of a hero as he is. And they won't stop. And they know, now that things escalated with All for One, with the, revelation that he has One for All, they know they are going to step up, and they have to. So it was just really, really powerful stuff because they can't exactly, even if Deku is tired, there is still going to be the aspect that it's going to be a difficult fight for Class 1A to stop Deku, so they just need to wear him down further and further so Deku can listen, because he needs to listen, and that's at the end of the day. All of this advice to rest and recover, it's something that has fallen on deaf ears for Deku. But it's the right advice, and it's the same with the inspiration. They could just make things worse, but instead they just tell about how Deku has really inspired them. And it was really beautiful for me to see, because they are not wrong. But obviously Bakugo, I feel like, maybe Uraraka as well, I think the closer relationships with Deku, the more emotional it was going to be, and how I guess right I was, especially with with Bakugo's apology to Deku. So, but deep down, Deku was trying to fight off the wave of emotions. You could see it, but it was kind of getting to him. So, and I feel like that was the true battle, not the, of course, abilities being utilized. It was the words of encouragement, of hope from Class 1A, because they were because Deku needed to hear those, that inspiration that he has caused for Class 1A. He needed to hear that. Because in the end, they just they just need their friend, to they want to be there. It's their, it's so funny with Bakugo did say you look like a villain at this moment. I'm like, that's 2 times. But here's the kicker with All for One. He said, "It's your turn," and I feel like that message is perfect to apply for Class 1A, in the aspect of he has been there. Deku has been there for Class 1A so many times. Now it's their turn. And yeah. And it was just really, really great stuff to see. Because you can equate this to, if someone's going, through depression and they shrug off any cry, they would rather tackle it themselves. I've been there many a times where I've fought to tackle these battles by myself. And it's because you don't, and it's the same reason for Deku. Like, you don't want to drag your friends into any kind of emotional turmoil you're battling. In terms of me battling, having these battles when it comes to depression myself, you don't your friends are going to be there, but you feel like you shouldn't bring them into any kind of emotional baggage and all of that. It's the same with Deku in terms of they want to be there, they want to help their friend, but Deku doesn't want to apply that risk when it comes for All for One. And it's and that's what I'm saying in terms of you've got your friends there and you're trying to battle this all on your own, and it isn't they are always going to be there no matter what, and that's it. His friends were always going to be there no matter what. So but yeah, like I said, the emotions really hit when Bakugo approached Deku, because it's their relationship has always been very, very it has been a well-developed relationship, even if of course things started out hairy between Bakugo and Deku. And I would definitely say it's developed over the course of the seasons. And just having him admit how he really feels was just it just hit me like a train. It really did hit me so much. I mean, it was emotional all throughout, because you could see them trying their best, and yeah, but that one, like I said, hit like a train. So, and I think as I feel like, of course, the cries of how Deku has inspired Class 1A over the seasons, they've been slowly wearing him down. Like I said, I think the most important thing was for Deku was his friends, and they all played a contribution. They kept wearing down Deku's emotional walls, but I think Bakugo was like a bulldozer. I think he was the final hit. I think he was the one to bring the walls completely down. So, which is funny, you know, class, you got UA walls up and Deku walls down. No, in all seriousness, though, I think everything that Class 1A has done in this episode was, you know, they put a dent through the walls. They kept chipping away, and they kept chipping away. And then, of course, Bakugo was the strike that brought it completely crumbling down. Especially when you consider, like I said, the relationship between Bakugo and Deku is probably the strongest out of the entirety of Class 1A, and that's because of the fact that there has been so much in terms of there's been so much when it comes to telling the story of that relationship. Yeah, like I said, yeah, it started off hairy. It was, them two were at odds. But for Bakugo to say this apology and for him to address how he really feels, I think that is like the big hit. That is the biggest hit for Deku, because it's like he'd never imagined Bakugo saying this shit. And yeah. So, but it's now, like I said, it was their turn to save him. I mean, he's done so much to ensure that he will save his friends and all of that, and inspire them and be there for him, for them, should I say. He's done so much to do that, for his classmates, to inspire, to try to keep happy, and now it's their turn to help him. And it's really powerful. So, and like I said, like, obviously, Class 1A, they kept chipping away. Like I said, Bakugo was the bulldozer. Well, he wasn't the bulldozer because, yeah, but he was the final strike. So, whew. It was just a really, really amazing, it was just a really amazing episode. And again, it's just highlighting how fantastic this season has been, and now we've got 2 episodes left of this season, and I don't want it to end. At the same time, like I said, though, it makes me hyped for Season 7, because not only will I be practically in sync with everyone, but, of course, with us being on the final act of My Hero Academia, I guess, things are just going to escalate, so, yeah. Oy. That was just really, really amazing, though. Yeah. Whew. Yeah. Oy. I also love the little bit of danger sense as well. Like, Deku was wanting to know why his danger sense wasn't going off, but even his danger sense was like, no, the danger sense is you, bud. No, but, I mean, that's it. His friends were trying to be there. So, every attack, I guess, that he had against him, it wasn't an attack of aggression or whatever. It's, you know, trying to get him to listen, etc. So, because that's it, though. They didn't want to do this at the end of the day, but they had to. They had to get him to listen. And that's, you know, that's why I love that little nice detail about danger sense not going off, because it's aware. It's like it was sentient enough to know that, no, this isn't hostile. But they're trying to get him to listen. This is not an attack or anything. Even though they are attacks, it's not an attack, if that makes sense. They're not trying to hurt him. They're not trying to kill him. They're trying to get him to listen, because they don't want him to hurt himself any further. So, yeah. But yeah, like I said, very, very great couple of episodes again, with season 6 just being absolutely phenomenal. So, yeah, I mean, these final 2 episodes definitely have to slap, right? Especially with All Might and Stain potentially confronting one another. But yeah, great stuff. So I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed these reactions. You can check my videos on the right if you want to check out more of my content. You can also subscribe to my Media Feeds and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed these reactions. Hope you guys take care, and I will see you guys next time. Toodles!